So we outside at Fulton. As you hear in them backgrounds, they decided to let the bells off early, like it's a wedding or some shit. They decided to let them bells off early on this topic. So this topic I made, but I have to remake. So this topic is the migrant crisis and homeless shelter topic in New York City, in Chicago, in Florida, including why parents and older adults should have more consideration for men in the shelter, and also the men and the women in the shelter need to be more active in their communities and active in their duties to get out the shelter. Let me say that again. This topic is the migrant and homeless shelter topic in New York City, Chicago, and Florida, including why parents and older adults should have more consideration and get more active with men and women in the shelter, helping them, and why men and women in the shelter need to get more active in their communities and help themselves get out the shelter. Coming live from Fulton. We're not gonna show the whole area, but you see the buildings. I see the area. We're not gonna show people. We're not gonna disrespect. But it's a nice little area we can make this video on. It's not too loud. It's not too loud. But this topic should help the city and help people, and people should not be a bully. Um, as you see, we just got some 7-Eleven. We got some 7-Eleven with tea that we brought from home, and some oats we brought home since the wallet got stolen. Um, Shout out 7-Eleven for holding down the cups, even though they get angry. Um, Now, getting into this topic, what you should do before going inside the shelter. What you should do and have before you go inside the shelter in any of the three places I told you, Florida, New York, or California. I think I said California. Correct me if I'm wrong really quickly. Chicago. There you go. Got them mixed up. Have your ID. Have your birth certificate. Have your social security card. Have a passport if you don't have your ID. Get 2 psych evaluations done, or at least have 2 psych evaluations already finished. Make sure that you have your updated physical. An updated physical will help you move smoothly along with that psych eval out the shelter. Stay in tune with your housing specialist and stay in tune with your caseworker. 7 things you gotta do when you step inside that shelter, or before the 5 things you need before you step in that shelter. 2 main things you need to do when you get in that shelter, because it's hard. You have a lot of people inside of the shelter that are trying to get apartments. You have a lot of migrants. You have a lot of homeless people. You have a lot of people with mental illness. You have a lot of people with mental disabilities. You have a lot of people that don't know how to control their mental disabilities. Besides, let alone control their mental disabilities, they don't know how to properly handle situations, and they need assistance. Now, in those 3 places, I feel the cities need more advocacy for the people in the shelter. That goes for New York, that goes for Florida, that goes for, Chicago. As it says, yeah, correct, correct. Okay. They need more advocacy for the people with disabilities, for the people who cannot speak properly. They need more speech advocacies. Speech advocacies help them along the way. Now, every shelter does not provide speech advocates. Every shelter cannot help someone get a home health aid. Every shelter cannot point someone in the proper place to get, a home health aid, a speech advocate, someone to speak for them, because some of them can't speak for themselves. So some of these cities take advantage. They take advantage of the funds that get given by HRA and the state. They take advantage of, the funds, or they take advantage of the clients in the shelter, and that's not cool. I'm just gonna say that right now. That's not cool. That's something that I experienced 3 years in the shelter. I'm going to break down them 3 years shortly in the following topic. But I feel like throughout being in the shelter, I can speak up, and it can definitely give a clarity. It can definitely give help. Now, before we get deeper into this topic, I know it's 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow my TikTok channel and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to support the channel and interact. And don't forget to show love. Now, as we continue this topic, I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. I hope the people that view this video are enjoying themselves. I hope the people that view this, if they hate, their spirit gets cleansed somehow. Because you have haters that watch people for no reason, and they just watch the whole video and they have so much hate in their soul. They need some cleansing. They need God. They need a prayer, and they need something. They need something. Now, continuing on to this topic, there's been a heavy population in homelessness, as I've seen across Florida, across Chicago, probably all over Colorado. I took a trip to Atlanta maybe a year ago, and I seen some out there. New York is covered with migrants right now because Mayor Adams has little to no room left, which is very hard. But I feel like it can get done. Now, I made this video the last time, and I said within the video, the shelter buildings that have been condemned can get repopulated and fixed, and construction can be done. I did say that when I made that video, it can be done within a good 3-4 months, where we can have extra migrants and extra homeless people get into shelters. I'm pretty sure there's like over more than 10 buildings around New York City that need construction and renovation done to them. That's a sign of confirmation right there. A bird just flew by. That's my sign of confirmation. I know I'm speaking facts. That's my sign of confirmation. I know I'm speaking facts. There's at least more than 10 buildings out here that can get renovated and fixed. And the construction can be done, and it can be done within 2 months. The renovations can be done within 2 months. It's not like it can't get done. The city, the councilmen, Mayor Adams, and the politicians can get it done. It's the work that's definitely needed, and probably the motivation, and someone that needs to speak up. Never forget. Every time you go to the office. So since I'm speaking up, we're just gonna ignore this background. I'm gonna speak some more on this topic. There are people in these shelters that get bullied. There are people in these shelters that actually need help. There are people in these shelters who have speech disabilities, who have attention disabilities. There are people in these buildings who have drug issues. Some of them want the help, and the help is not there. Some of them do not want the help. And even the people that work in the shelters know who they are. And sometimes the ones that do need help, they don't help them because they want to see how far they can go on their own. Well, I'm here to say you need to help them. Not saying you need to, but it's time that y'all take a step forward and help them. Put the muzzle and the leash. It's time that you take a step forward and you actually start to help these people. Ignore the background. There's just people walking by. Like I said, we'll be dropping this video on YouTube. This will be the third YouTube video we drop. Ignore the background. It's just people that walk by that want to talk. But that bird that flew by was my confirmation. There are at least 10 buildings out here that can get renovated. And within 3 months, you can have more than maybe 200 homeless people inside that shelter. More than maybe 100 people inside of that shelter. And you can get them out roughly within a year, roughly within 2 years, especially with the 60-day rule policy that got exterminated with the city FEPS vouchers and the vouchers being given out, or the 90-day rule for the vouchers being given out. Now, this is not pressure on me. This is not pressure on y'all, but this is food for thought. This is food for thought. This is food for thought for the people that view this channel, that view me. This is food for thought for the city of New York, for the city of Florida. This is food for thought for what else? This is food for thought for Chicago, Colorado, wherever there are homeless people, whatever city homeless people are in. You can take the initiative. There are ways you can help these homeless people get off the street. Now, I see a lot of content creators. I've seen a couple content creators give out sleeping bags, give out book bags, give out food to these homeless people. I've seen, myself, when I've had time, give food to some homeless people in the street. I've seen plenty of people, panhandling in the street. Some people help, some people don't. But I feel like this is a topic that needs to be spoken about. This is a topic that definitely needs to be expanded on a platform someone can speak on. Now, again, this is coming from New York City, Fulton. I showed y'all the area. We're going to show one more time. We're not going to show nobody because it's type disrespectful if we show people. But this is New York City for you. This is Fulton. We shooting this video right out of Fulton. This topic is needed for people. Someone's not going to like this. Someone's going to be very upset when this video drops. Someone's going to be very, very angry. And then you're going to have the few that are happy. You're going to have the few people that say this video is needed. Maybe some work can get done. But there are going to be a very few selective people of individuals, whether they be male, female, old, young, no matter your gender, you're going to feel offended because someone from the shelter spoke up and they're now dropping their topics. And their third topic was this. So you may feel like I'm shooting you with a bullet or an arrow, but trust me, it's not like that. And if you feel that way, then food for thought, take it how you feel. I know there's people out here that are gonna look at this video and be like, he's speaking general facts. These people need help. So there will be a selective few that do not like this video, and there will be a few that like this video, that say, yes, we need someone like him to speak up. Another thing I witness out these shelters, supplies, organic fruits, actual home cooked meals, and not TV dinners. Those TV dinners sometimes get poisoned. Sometimes those TV dinners are not good for people in the shelter. Sometimes people with diabetes have a certain type of a diet, a certain type of immune system. No, I do not have to make every video smoking. Let me just say that. My first two videos, I was rolling up. I was blowing it down. I was smoking. Not every video I have to smoke. That's the reason why I say there's going to be a lot of selective few people that are not going to like how I speak about this topic, because I'm speaking about it with actual care. Another thing I can speak on, the organic fruits. You're sending out fruits that have a number 4 or a number 3 in it. Now, those are genetically modified fruits, and those are fruits and vegetables with GMOs inside of it. These shelters need fruits that are organic, fruits that are organic that can help their immune system and do not have genetically modified chemicals inside them, do not have pesticides inside of them. The reason why I speak about the food and the fruit is because some of the shelters I was in, the food was actually cooked, which is a good thing. Cooked food for people that are inside of the shelters, they need that. Some shelters do not have kitchens. I feel like some of these shelters need to get renovated. The buildings that I'm speaking about, renovate some of them with kitchens, or send out a new shipment. Work with a merchant with a new shipment that have actual cooked food. When I say actual cooked food, I mean actual chicken tenders, actual chicken, actual cooked vegetables. You know, actual cooked food that tastes good, that does not have that much seasoning, but still sticks to the diet for people. Um, the last shelter I was in, last thing I can say, I seen vegan food. That's another good thing. Now, some people are vegans inside of the shelter. Some people are diabetics inside of the shelter. Some people need certain types of fruits and foods inside of their system. A lot of people may not like this video, as I say. A lot of people might. A final thing to add to this topic. Besides having your ID, your social security, your birth certificate, your psych eval, and an updated physical, make sure you have your food stamp case open, your cash assistance PA case. Go to HRA and have your cash assistance PA case open. That's number 2. So that way your PA case covers when you move, and you have your voucher, and it covers your funds that you get from HRA when you move, and your food stamps cover you when you're inside of the shelter. If you are on SSI, if you have a disability, make sure you get a monthly updated budget letter, an award letter every month. That's the ID. We're going to go over this again. Birth certificate, social, passport if necessary, 2 physicals or 1 physical, along with your psych eval, your cash assistance case, and your PA case. 8 things. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do not forget to interact. Again, subscribe to Nasty White. Subscribe to Andy Boncero and Nasty White Boy 420 on TikTok.